The Great Commission is far greater, bigger, larger than any one evangelist, any one organization to achieve. We need to work together in order for us to achieve this. And of course, the Lausanne movement is witness to that very same thing. We need to develop relationships that lead to unity, that help to further the cause of the gospel.
Our world needs to hear the gospel. There's parts of this world that have never heard the gospel in a context, in a language that they can understand. And it's becoming easier and easier because of social media and the internet to be able to help share the good news of Jesus with more people.
As believers, we get to fall so deeply in love with Him that we see the fulfillment of His commission and call to us to share His good news as so easy and natural because we are already so much in love with Him. And that compels us to carry His message to the rest of the world.
The whole aspect of the mission of God is to the whole world. And I've been challenged about that, about recognizing that we need to tell everyone. And it's no, I mean, this is a phrase that's being repeated everywhere. It's no longer from the West to the rest, but everyone to everywhere. And I think there is a responsibility on all of us to truly proclaim the truth of God's word.
Today, in one generation, you can go from like having never heard the gospel to, children like me being missiologists, who now we're thinking, to a large degree, the churches that I've planted were American churches. And I would sit in rooms with church team members, and we would ask the question, how am I as a Hmong person? How do I reach a white liberal person who rejects Jesus? So there's almost this kind of like full circle moment where you had an American missionary reaching Hmong people, and now you have a Hmong person asking the question, how do I reach Americans?
We are seeing God's hand moving in some of our countries and our area, and we want to appeal because there's a great rage, there's a stronghold who is fighting against the church in the western part of Africa, in the northern part of Africa. And we believe that if we have some support, some churches, some ministry who want to support the work of evangelism in those areas, it will be a great breakthrough because Africa is having the largest population in terms of Christianity. And if we are able to equip the young one to help them even in their education, we are sure that we will have a continent saved by God in the next 10 years.
I take a lot of inspiration from the teens and young people of the late 1880s from the Mount Hermon school, that D.L. Moody school, where he convened young leaders for what eventually became known as the Student Volunteer Missions Movement. And that movement ended up going on to lay the foundations for so much of global ministry and missions. And the term that they popularized during that time was just the evangelization of the world in this generation. And it's an audacious goal. It's a big goal. And I believe every generation has to decide for themselves, do we actually want to try to see the evangelization of the world in this generation? What does that mean? That means giving every person on the planet a conscious opportunity to respond to the gospel. Doesn't mean they will. Doesn't mean converting 6 billion, 7 billion people to follow Jesus necessarily, but it does mean giving everyone a chance.
In Latin America, in sub-Saharan Africa, in India, and some other parts of Asia, then there are people proclaiming the good news of Jesus and even calling themselves evangelists, which is very encouraging to me. So I do believe God is raising up a new generation of evangelists right now that are geared for this generation and for this moment. Much of that coming from the majority world and from the global south.
Jesus is coming back. That is, he said, when this gospel of the kingdom is proclaimed to all nations as a sign, and then the end shall come. And it makes it urgent